Welcome to the MANNA Method podcast. I'm your host, Franco MANNA. This is a non-judgment space. No matter what you did or come from, I am here not to judge you or anyone else. Every episode offers practical principles that can help you make one different choice today. Because one different choice can change your direction. Just turn your fork. Let's begin. Welcome back to the MANNA Method podcast. I'm Franco MANNA. Today, I want to share the story behind the phrase that has become the foundation of the podcast and my life. Just turn your fork. Healing doesn't begin when life is perfect. Healing begins the moment you turn your fork. The fork story that changed my life. Today's question: have you ever felt lost living a life that looked successful on the outside, but deep down inside you knew you were walking a path that wasn't truly yours? We often live by other people's expectation instead of our own purpose. Success without purpose can still leave us feeling empty. It was the year 2000. I just sold my $2 million company. I owned and operated 4 restaurants with 4 bars. Sales of over $7 million a year, without the lottery machines. I just completed my last staff meeting before hanging up my business shoes. I needed to thank all 140 employees for their hard work, dedication, on helping me successfully run my company. I especially want to help the ones that were with me for so many years. As I was walking to my table after the meeting, tears were coming down my face. I was hurt, sad, depressed, and mad. I didn't understand what I just did. I sold my baby. I took care of it, day in, day out, 7 days a week, 25 plus years. As I sat down, I knew this was going to be my last meal as a business owner in my own restaurant. I asked myself, Franco, what did you just do? You gave away the ranch. I looked up to the ceiling and asked God, why did I do this? This is the only thing I know how to do. I was a high school dropout. I left 3 months before the year ended in grade 12. I could tell my fellow employees were looking at me with concern. I then looked down at the fork in my hand. I noticed there were 4 spikes on the end. My first thought was crazy. I then asked myself, Franco, what if all the problems I had till now was because of the 4 spikes? I thought 1 spike could have been my parents' expectations for me. The second spike could have been my teacher's expectations for me. And then the last 2 spikes on my fork could have been because of my friends and family. I then thought, what if I made a decision to change the direction and purpose in my life today? A different choice creates a new direction. You don't have to see the whole journey. Just be willing to take the next right step. Then I turned the fork the other way one more time. The first thing that came to my mind was 1 spike represented addictions and habits. The second spike represented fear, and the last two spikes represented phobias and blocks, and inherited beliefs about ourselves. Growth requires leaving familiar patterns behind. Faith means taking the next step before seeing the whole path. That last day of being a businessman, by turning my fork, changed my future without knowing at the time. You don't have to keep walking the path you were given. You can choose the path you were created to live. The first episode isn't whether my fork changed my life. My question to you is, where is the fork in your life today? What decisions have you been avoiding that could change your direction forever? Just turn your fork. Thank you for listening to the MANNA Method podcast. If today's message encouraged, inspired, or motivated you, please share it with someone who needs hope. Remember, healing and transformation doesn't begin with recovery. It begins the moment you turn your fork around. Until next time, this is Franco.